Ready? It's not turning on? Yeah, I'm just going to start. Okay, we're holding now Ois Daled in the Mamor. We started yesterday Vata Tezave. On this Sif, the Rebbe is going to explain, he's going to bring down what the Frierdiker Rebbe, how the Frierdiker Rebbe explains that Mamor, the Kibul HaYehudim. And then at the end of the Sif, he's going to go back to the Metaretz, what he was Medayik in the previous Sif, and he's going to explain the kesher between Raya Mehemna, a faithful shepherd, to Kosher Slumber. Says like this: Hine Habir b'Pasuk Vata Tezave b'Hamaymer bo b'Hamayim bo b'Hamaymer b'Hemshech l'Mavur b'Tchilas Mamor. So the explanation of the Pasuk Vata Tezave comes as a continuation to what's explained in the beginning of the Mamor. Over there, the Frierdiker Rebbe says the Pirush v'Kibul HaYehudim es asher chelu lasos. What does it mean? It says in the Megillah that the Yidden received what they started to do. That they receive what they started by Matan Torah. The Matan Torah, in the beginning of Matan Torah, it was the beginning of the Kabbalah Satera. Now the symbol pshat is that Mordechai gathered the Yidden to celebrate Yimei HaPurim, so which means that he gathered them again like it was the first time. He says, Al derech Mamor Razal Pasuk. It's like what the Razal say. Kimu v'kiblu HaYehudim. What does it mean? It's double expression. Kimu v'kiblu HaYehudim. Kimu mashekiblu kvar. They accepted what they started accepting. He said, this that the Yidden prefaced, Nasal and the Mishnah, Nasal and Nishma, before Matan Torah, that was the Kabbalah. Me'achashverish, and the days of Achashverish, Kimu Mashekiblu. So the Gemara in Shabbos says, famous Gemara in Daf Peches Amar Aleph, what does it mean? Vayisyatzu b'tachlis ahor, the Gemara says, that B'shas Matan Torah, the Eibishter Kofa HaKadosh Baruch Aleim is Har Kigigis. Hashem took the mountain Har Sinai as like a vat, and he hung it over them, and he said, if you're going to accept the Torah Mutta, very good, and if not, the Gemara says Sham Tehei Kuraschem, over there is going to be you're gonna basically die. Now, so this is what does it mean Kimu Ashikiblu Kvar, that they accepted B'Ratzain what they were forced beforehand. And the Gemara over there concludes, Rava says, even though they accepted in the days of Achashverosh, like it says, Kimu v'Kibul HaYehudim, Kimu mashekiblu kvar. In other words, that, like we explained, that this time it was mitzad the Ratzon and the Bechira of the Eibishter, of themselves. So, he explains that so this is what explains the Mamor, that basically the Yidden accepted by the times of Achashverosh, where they started by Matan Torah. So he says like this: the Frierdiker Rebbe is medayik in the Mamor, shelechoyre hu dvar pellets. It's wondrous. Why? The Matan Torah yisrael b'tachlis ha'iloi. Matan Torah, the Yidden were at the highest level. They had the highest level of Giluyim, or revelation over there. Right? The Gemara says that they saw so much revelation, so many nisim. So they were at the highest level. In addition to even before Matan Torah, that so many Giluyim, so many revelations. They had the revelation of Yitzis Mitzrayim, especially by Kriyas Yamsuf. By Kriyas Yamsuf, it says, Nigla aleim melech machem b'chayde v'atzme. Kriyas Yamsuf, Rashi brings down from the Mechilta that Ro Shivcha Alayom Ashlei Ro Nevim. So they had tremendous revelations over there. Hina gile sheb shas man teda gile na idbis. So in addition to the fact that even before Matan Torah they had tremendous Giluim, the actual revelation of Matan Torah was itself a very, very high Gilui. Right, the Chazal say that the voice of Matan Torah went in all the Dalaruches, from Mamayla Lamata, Tzipulei Tzavach, Eiflei Parach. Everybody was, there was a tremendous Gilui. Now, on the other hand, Bimei Achashverosh, in the times of Achashverosh, the Yidden were at the lowest level. In addition to the concealment of B'chlal Golus, Chal Golus of Dugmas Golus Mitzrayim, Kamesha Golus Mitzrayim, Ksiv Leishamel El Meishim Mekitziruach, Mevei Kosha, Al Derech Zeh B'chol Golus, Yeshtem Kam Nesyanis B'kiyam Aterim Mitzvahs. So in addition to the fact that in the days of Achashverosh, there was a tremendous Helen Behester, and just B'chlal because it's Golus. And every Golus that we have is B'dugma to Golus Mitzrayim, and just like B'Golus Mitzrayim, it says that the Yidden did not listen to Moshe because they were literally short-breathed from their Aveda Kasha. So every Golus, we have tremendous Nisyanis in being B'kayim Teirei Mitzvahs. So, and he knew, it was Magzir something, Hoya, Ahelam, Behester, Eideser. So, and what does he say? So what are you saying? That by Matan Torah, when the Yidden were at the highest level, so you're saying when they had the highest revelation, that's only the beginning of accepting the Torah. However, in the times of Haman, when the Yidden were at the lowest level, so it's like a shaila. It's when it's the best, when it's the highest. No, that's hechelu asis. But when they're at the ultimate, the lowest level, then you're saying dafke kima mashikiblu kfar. Doesn't really fit. That's what the Frierdiker Rebbe is medayik. So explains Mavar B'zeh. The Frierdiker Rebbe explains the Mamor, the Bisman Hagzeda, when at the time of the decree Hayakim HaTeira VaMitzvah Shalahem BeMesiras Nefesh. At the end of the day, any of the Teira mitzvahs that the Yidden were doing then, even though it was B'tachlis HaHelim, but everything was done with Mesiras Nefesh. The Neisel was Shalahem Mesiras Nefesh Le'lich Berchas V'Shalom. In addition to the Mesiras Nefesh that they have, not to push it, not to have kfira. Mamor b'Teira, like explains in Teira, Shemahayim Memirim Dasam Le'Oislam Klum. It says that if the Yidden would have Shmad would have switched religions and done exactly what Haman would have said, b'tzad their religion, nothing would have happened to them. The Gzeda was dafka on the Jews. Became, nevertheless, the Osal Daita Machshavas Chutz Chas V'Sholem. They never had Chas V'Sholem any intention, any Machshava B'chlal to Shmatzich, in order to save themselves. Now, in addition to that, Hoyelehem Mesiras Nefesh Gam Alkiyim Ateira VaMitzvahs. So, in addition to the fact that Mesiras Nefesh that they had not the Shmatzich, as well, they had Mesiras Nefesh to be Mekayim Teira Mitzvahs. Until they were gathering multitudes of Yidden to learn Torah b'Mesiras Nefesh. Now, who aroused them to have this Mesiras Nefesh? This was through Mordechai, which was Moshe Shebedere. As we explained before yesterday, that Moshe gathered 22,000 Tinekis to teach them Torah. And this is what it means, that the Yidden started, they accepted what they started by Matan Torah. So we asked, the Matan Torah is a higher Gilui, what does it mean they started? The Matan Torah, he said, why? Because through the Yidden having Mesiras Nefesh, B'Peil, with Torah mitzvahs, this lifted them up to a higher level, like it was before, like it was a Matan Torah. Therefore, dafka is a Kabbalah. That's why dafka then was the Kabbalah v'kibla Yehudim. Like we said, even though they're at the highest level, but the fact is that the Yidden, it wasn't a Mesiras Nefesh Kabbalah. Dafke by the times of Achashverosh, that everything was done by Mesiras Nefesh. Dafke then, that was the ultimate Mesiras Nefesh. Okay, so now he says, okay, so like now he's going to explain what he was medayik in Sif Gimel. What's the connection between Kosis Lamed? So he's going to explain like this. The Chayr you could say, Shapirish Bekosis Lamed, that the explanation of that crush Lamed, Shaydei Kosis Nishber V'nitke Magim Lamed. So we asked yesterday, why did they use the lashon of Kosis Lamar and not Kosis Lahoir? So he explains that through Ayid being Kosis, being broken, he comes to the source. So he explains, Ubir al Zesh was Managzeres, Dafke Bolam says Nevers Beifinal Biesa. This is also explanation of why Dafke Bizman Hagzeda, Dafke, they came to the Mesiras Nefesh of a higher level. Why? Mesiras Nefesh mitzat etzem and neshama shelamayla mikilei. Where does the Mesiras Nefesh come from? Mesiras Nefesh comes from the etzem and neshama, which is higher than any revelation. More shemen nimtzaid, by deisha yoz matzav de kosis, and through the Yidden being in a level, in a matzav, in a situation of kosis, nish bar benitka. So then, is gala etzem and neshama me'er dafke the etzem and neshama is revealed. Okay, so that's why he's medayik. He explains what's the connection to Koshas Lamor, to the idea of Mesiras Nefesh by the times of Purim, because just like we said, in the times of Purim, even though the Yidden were on a very low level, but anything they did was with Mesiras Nefesh, Dafka through Mesiras Nefesh, the Kosis, then you can come to the level of Mer, to the Etzem, to the Mokar of Eid. Okay, so he concludes. The Rebbe says, now the Rebbe says, but if you're at the continuation of the Maimer, when he explains the Kosis Lamor comes after the whole concept of the faithful shepherd, Mashma implies the in Kosis Lamor Shayach Gam Lezesh Meisha Zon Mefarnes Samunish Tipe Primis, and this idea of Kosis Lamor is not only saying that through Ayid being broken, he comes to the Meir, and that's a connection to the Mesiras Nefesh, but rather the Kosis Lamor has a special connection to Meisha, who's sustaining and being mefarnes the Yidden, that the Amunah should be in a optimistic way, and this will explain.